In the quiet solitude of the night, a desolate road wound its way through a dense forest. The thick canopy of ancient trees cast eerie shadows on the narrow path, and the moonlight struggled to penetrate the darkness below. This was no ordinary road, it was a forgotten stretch, a place where the living seldom ventured. Legend had it that a tragic incident had occurred on this forsaken route many years ago. A family, on their way to a distant town, met with a fatal accident. The details were shrouded in mystery, but the whispers of the wind spoke of a malevolent force that claimed the souls of the unfortunate travelers. Enter Peter, a weary traveler unaware of the ominous tales surrounding the road. He had lost his way and found himself driving down this lonely path in search of civilization. The engine hummed in protest as the car navigated the uneven terrain, and the only sound that echoed through the stillness was the rhythmic tapping of rain against the car roof. The atmosphere grew more oppressive with each passing mile, as if the very air carried the weight of the ghostly past. Peter's nerves were on edge, a subtle unease settling in the pit of his stomach. He dismissed it as mere fatigue and pressed on, hoping to find a way out of the seemingly endless forest. As he drove deeper into the heart of the woods, the trees seemed to close in around him, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The headlights struggled to pierce the thick fog that clung to the ground, creating an otherworldly ambience. Peter's eyes darted nervously from side to side, scanning the darkness for any signs of life. Suddenly, the car sputtered and came to a halt. Panic gripped Peter as he frantically tried to restart the engine, but the vehicle remained stubbornly silent. A sense of dread settled over him like a suffocating cloak, and he reluctantly stepped out into the cold, damp night. The forest was eerily silent, devoid of the usual nocturnal sounds. Peter hesitated, contemplating whether to wait for help or venture forth on foot. A distant howl echoed through the trees, sending shivers down his spine. He decided to walk, hoping to reach civilization before the night swallowed him whole. As he treaded cautiously along the road, the air became thick with an unexplainable tension. Unseen eyes seemed to watch his every move, and the shadows played tricks on his senses. Whispers of a long-forgotten tragedy danced in the wind, urging him to turn back. The road seemed to stretch endlessly, a labyrinth of twists and turns that defied logic. Peter's surroundings morphed into a surreal landscape, and the boundary between reality and nightmare blurred. He stumbled upon an old, dilapidated mansion that loomed in the distance, its windows shattered and doors ajar. Driven by a strange compulsion, Peter entered the decaying mansion. The creaking floorboards groaned beneath his weight as he explored the desolate halls. Each step echoed through the empty corridors, a haunting reminder of the past that clung to the walls like a malevolent spirit. In a forgotten room, Peter discovered an ancient journal that chronicled the tragic fate of the family that had perished on the road. The chilling details unfolded like a macabre tapestry, revealing a tale of betrayal, revenge, and a restless spirit seeking retribution. As Peter delved deeper into the mysteries of the mansion, he became entangled in a web of supernatural forces. The ghost of the betrayed soul manifested before him, a specter of anguish and despair. It whispered tales of sorrow and resentment, its ethereal presence sending shivers down Peter's spine. The mansion became a battleground between the living and the dead, a realm where past and present collided in a whirlwind of terror. Peter, driven by an inexplicable connection to the ghostly entity, embarked on a quest to unravel the truth and free the tortured soul from its eternal torment. The road, once a mere conduit for the passage of the living, transformed into a gateway between worlds. The boundaries between the physical and the spectral dissolved, and Peter found himself navigating a surreal dreamscape where nightmares took on tangible form. The climax unfolded in a climactic confrontation within the heart of the mansion. The vengeful spirit, fueled by centuries of anguish, confronted Peter with the weight of its sorrow. Shadows danced on the walls as the past and present collided in a cosmic struggle for redemption. In a final act of self-sacrifice, Peter unearthed the buried secrets that bound the ghost to the earthly realm. The mansion trembled as the unresolved grievances were laid to rest, and a blinding light enveloped the once dreaded abode. As dawn broke on the horizon, the forest road stood silent and still. The echoes of the past faded into the gentle rustling of leaves, and the air felt lighter, as if a long-held breath had been released. Peter, now free from the clutches of the supernatural, emerged from the mansion into the warm embrace of the morning sun. The road, once a conduit for tragedy, regained its quiet serenity. The whispers of the wind carried tales of a lone traveler who had ventured into the realm of the supernatural and emerged victorious. The haunted road, now a mere memory of a bygone era, awaited the next unsuspecting soul to wander into its enigmatic embrace. And so, the cycle of life and death continued, and the road, with its secrets buried in the annals of time, stood as a silent witness to the ever-changing tapestry of existence.